Schmo with the Pro with Master Rafael Cordeiro here at Kings MMA, Huntington Beach. How we doing?
We're doing well. Thanks for coming. Really excited to have you guys here today.
We appreciate you having us. A great practice indeed today. The Schmo saw all the pros, getting some wrestling, getting some jiu-jitsu in. A great day here today.
What a great day. Wednesday, we always work our wrestling with Michael. Michael's a Cuban champ, so he does a great job with us for a long, long time. He was former fighter, former LFA champ, and today he helped all fighters, all professional fighters, and beginners fighters to be to develop their wrestling. So we're excited to have him as a coach, coaching not just the old generation, but the new generation as well.
Uros coming off the big second round knockout victory this past weekend, UFC Vegas 55. You brought him back right to the gym. No days off for the guy.
No days off. You want to be a champ, this is what the champion does, and I'm excited to have Uros as a student, one of the best fighters that we have. Good kid, good spirit. Always with good atmosphere. He always brings good atmosphere to the gym. He's a tough fighter inside the octagon. When he steps inside the octagon, he's always going to put a great show. He gave us a great victory. He came with the W, and 2 days after the fight, he was trained. So I'm excited for his future.
As a coach, what do you make of Beneil Dariush's situation with the UFC right now? Because Islam Makhachev might be fighting for this vacant title with Charles Oliveira. That kind of leaves him in a situation where he's got to fight maybe a Dustin Poirier or a Michael Chandler or a different name. What do you make of his current situation?
You're going to be ready to fight against anyone. Benny, he already proved how good he is. So just what we can see from the media, a lot of people talk about Islam. What we think the fair thing to do was Islam against Benny. This is the right thing to do, but we understand. But Benny is going to be ready to fight against anyone. As always, we need at least 3-4 months for. I think he's going to be healed, 100% healed in 3-4 months. And from there, we move forward. Whatever they put in our path, we're going to do.
Next weekend, it was supposed to be Marvin Vettori against Robert Whittaker in Singapore, UFC 275. Whittaker had to pull out for injury. It sounds like they're going to dance again, though, in September in Paris. Whittaker, Vettori. If Vettori gets his hand raised, do you expect to be fighting for the title again?
Everything can happen. Everything depends on our next performance. We know the game. We know we have to put something like a wow to fight for the belt right after, but we never know. You're going to be ready to put a great show as always. Marvin is a tough kid. He proved his skills against everybody. His last fight against Borrachinha was a tough fight because he fought against somebody heavyweight, guys over his division, and he never say no for the fight. And he proved his spirit inside the octagon. This is the most important thing. Have a good spirit there to be able to do whatever you want. And we work hard, not just the techniques, but our spirit to be ready to sometimes drop fights, sometimes change opponent. So we never can create some frustration over our fighters. Everything can happen all the time. Everything change all the time. Like wind. It's going to change all the time. We have to be ready and adapt for whatever the life's going to show to us.
During preparation for champion Israel Adesanya, what impresses you the most when you're game planning for that man?
He's a tough guy. Tough guy. We lost some fights for him. His mental, I believe his mental make a lot of difference. His techniques is good, but his mental is better than his techniques. And the way he have a high IQ inside the octagon. I believe this make difference between him and a lot of fighters. But he's no unbreakable. He's not unbreakable. In the future, for sure, we're going to find a way to beat him. And we have some chance, but this is sports all about. We have a lot of respect for him. And all the respect that you have for him is so huge, then you're always going to work hard to put a great show. All those fights that we lost was by decision. Some fights split decisions, some fights no. But he knows when he fights against somebody from Kings MMA, always going to be a war for him.
For all the schmoes who aren't aware, you've been holding pads for the past few years for Iron Mike Tyson. How did you develop that relationship with him, and do you expect him to get back inside the boxing ring?
Man, he can come back. He's a different level of athlete. He trained really, really hard every single day. The way he moves, I never see before. I train a lot of guys, Schmo, as you know, for a long, long time. But in my career, I never hold meets for somebody and throw the punch the way he throw. The power he generated when he throw his punches is something like say, man, where did this come from? And I'm excited. We have a good beginning. We work together for 2 years and a half now, 2 years and a half. One day I just hold meets for him. Somebody called, his old manager called me. Hey, Rafael, can you hold meets for Mike? I say, for sure. And then I hold meets for, this is supposed to be just one day. And after first meets, we worked together for 2 years and a half. He opened a lot of doors for us. I always have a big name inside the MMA community, because the fact that I train a lot of fighters since the 1993, so people know me inside MMA. But as soon as I started training Mike Tyson, was different. Tyson is different athlete, he's different person, he's different fighter, and I'm excited to learn with him every single day inside the ring. No more inside the octagon, but inside the ring.
He looked damn impressive against Roy Jones Jr. The Schmo can only imagine if you were working with him a decade or two ago, what he would be looking like.
He's mental, man. He's the kind of the guy, he have a lot of wars on his life, not just inside the ring, but outside the ring. He all does better than he have, make Mike who he is today, and he's gonna be ready to fight in the future for sure. He do a lot of, maybe he signed for some show to do another fight. We have some names, some guys that he fought in the past. Let's see.
And can we get a final message for all the Rafael Cordeiro fans out there worldwide?
I appreciate all love, all support for Kings MMA. I appreciate, Schmo, it's your first time here, talk with my boys, and I appreciate all your love, your support inside the sport. We need more guys like you. And for people that follow us on Instagram, Kings MMA, AGB, Kings MMA _AGB, and then you can see everything that happens inside Kings MMA.
One of the best gyms in this wonderful sport. He's the pro. I'm the Schmo. Huntington Beach. We're out.